Airplane design and manufacture is complete on both aircraft, and systems testing is on schedule. The simulator program continues with pilot checkouts in both VTOL and CTOL flight modes. Static tests are complete, as is vibration testing. Airplane number 1 is scheduled to go to the NASA Ames wind tunnel during the next report period. The next period will also mark the beginning of the flight test phase of the XV-5A program, with first flight scheduled near the end of March. Airplane number 1 continued through the final assembly phases and was positioned for weight and balance checks. Center of gravity determinations were established with the airplane in various attitudes and with varying amounts of fuel aboard. Engine and fan run-ups will be performed on this airplane prior to shipment to the NASA Ames wind tunnel. With flight test date approaching, airplane number 2 was rolled out for inspection. Number 2 will be the first XV-5A to fly. Two test pilots from Ryan and Republic are assigned to the program. After completing a series of simulator flights, including flight emergencies as well as normal flight procedures, the pilots conducted several ground inspections as part of the development of pre-flight operating instructions. The cockpit has standard controls and instrumentation except for lift fan readouts and the lift stick for vertical flight. Both pilots had cockpit familiarization time in preparation for initial engine fan run-ups. After a final cockpit check, the airplane was then moved to the run-up area to be tied down and readied for propulsion system test running. Engine mounting, alignment, and tightness of accessory fittings were verified. Auxiliary sources provided electrical and hydraulic power to operate airplane systems prior to J-85 light-off. Pitch fan doors and louvers were checked for freedom of operation and travel limits. The two jet engines were started. Wing fan doors opened. Diverter valves flipped and the XV-5A was in vertical flight mode on fan power. Between each engine and fan run, the system was shut down and examined by the engineering test crew. The lift fan propulsion system performed satisfactorily during every tethered run. After the final ground test, the engines were shut down and the wing fan doors allowed to close slowly without hydraulic power. Post-run inspection revealed no major problems, and airplane number 2 was readied for shipment to Edwards Air Force Base for flight test. Flight test plans call for an initial series of hover flights in ground effect, to be followed by 3 hours of conventional flight below 200 knots. This U.S. Army TRICOM flight research program is entering its most important phase, flight proof of the General Electric lift fan propulsion system.